Thank you for the introduction, and thanks to the organizers of GYSS for having me here today. So in the next 5 minutes, I'm going to walk you through liquid diodes. And we're going to start off with a flea, and we're going to end up with liquid computing, and we're going to pass through percolation theory. But first, did you know that cacti can harvest water from fog thanks to their spines, and that desert lizards can drink water through their skin simply by stepping into puddles? Well, both cactus spines and lizard skin feature unique structures that allow spontaneous unidirectional water transport. And for this reason, we call them liquid diodes. Now, my work was originally inspired by an organ found inside a flea, an otherwise despised insect. And by mimicking the shape of this organ, we created this structure, which allows spontaneous water flow in the forward direction thanks to capillary action, and prevents flow of liquid in the backward direction, so from left to right, thanks to two things: an abrupt cross-sectional opening, this one, and an ellipsoidal bump called the pitch, this one here. And these two create a pressure barrier onto the liquid in the backward direction. Now, we found out that we can adjust the height of this pitch as well as the surface tension of the flowing liquid. And the combination of these two gives rise to different flow behaviors, which are summarized in this phase diagram over here. The pitch height is here on the x-axis, and the surface tension is on the y-axis. And you can see the different behaviors in the videos as well. So we have no flow at all, not interesting, diodic regime, unidirectional flow, backflow regime, bidirectional flow. And we used all of this knowledge to create 2D networks of liquid diodes. So we have diodes with different heights of that pitch that I mentioned, randomly distributed in our networks, and they act as connections between the nodes of these networks. So when we run an experiment with a liquid with a certain surface tension, such as this over here, then all of the connections are unidirectional, and we get that kind of lattice. But if we decrease the surface tension of the liquid, then a fraction of these connections will switch behavior from diodic to bidirectional according to the phase diagram, depending on the height of the pitch, and we get this kind of a lattice. And so, by increasing the number of bidirectional connections, by changing the liquid, we actually see a phase transition in the same sample, and we can visualize experimentally a mathematical model. Fantastic. And then what? So we thought, can we use this to maybe model biological networks? And the answer is no. The answer is no, because biological networks are actually flexible and deform mechanically. And so, and you may have guessed it, we fabricated flexible liquid diodes. And we found that we can induce backflow in perfectly working diodes via mechanical compression in a sequential fashion, as you can see in this video. And the interesting thing is that we thought, hang on a second, this actually is a great analog of electrical Zener diodes, which are actually built to work in reverse mode when we apply a threshold voltage. And here the voltage is just the mechanical compression. And we also found out that this breakage of diodic behavior only happens when the compression is perpendicularly to the flow direction. As you can see, otherwise, nothing happens. So we can use this knowledge and create sequence-dependent pathways as such. This is a very simple example of an L-shaped channel. So what happens is we have diodes distributed in a sequence, and if we apply the correct sequence of actuations, then we get our desired final state. But if we apply the wrong sequence, then we get a different final state, as you can see. So with this, we're thinking, liquid computing, liquid gating, but I want to conclude by saying that liquid diodes have a much broader and untapped potential, and I hope that they will be soon implemented in technologies to harvest water in arid areas more efficiently and more sustainably. And with that, I want to thank just my group, my supervisor, our collaborators, and you for your kind attention.